other places are quoting are actually higher. And I think it surprised her, and she's like, oh. So sometimes people might squeeze themselves to get in there, squeeze their bank account, but they're totally awesome looking from the outside. There's a ruined Renegade. A little bit of a bad cologne slash, a little bit too much on the grounding aromas of frankincense and myrrh. Or Nag Champa. It's not like Nag Champa can be healing if you get it from like Whole Foods and that tip, the box. Like sometimes those aromas, but this is a little too like frankincense-y, smoky, sweet. So, hey, Amdale, there's or not Renegade, sorry. Subaru Forester are similar. I'm amazed by how pretty this sky is. I said the sky, but it sounded like this guy. And that's so funny because that guy has a pink shirt on, and I said, I can't believe how pretty the sky is. But things like that will happen. And see how he's almost perfectly timed for me to think this guy. See how pretty this guy is with his pink shirt. So a good example is in yoga. I was in Florida and I started taking yoga down there. I could do it for free because I was a good karma yogi, which means you barter services. So you show up for 4 to 5 hours a week and you get free yoga. But you have to do things like mop, kind of dry mop the studio floors. And where I was, they had a lot of hot yoga, so it was kind of gross. There's some sweat and stuff. But anyway, Molly 61. So anyway, I started noticing when they were teaching yoga that their speech sped up. And they would say something like, I'm so glad you're here, downward dog, so glad you're here. Wait, so glad you showed up to class. But maybe it could sound really bad, like, I forget, I have a really good example, but I almost was like cracking up laughing because I'm like, did they just say you don't want to get effed up the ass? Instead of, I'm so glad you're in class. That's how crazy it got. I was like, that is crazy that it sounds like they're saying something totally different than what they're supposed to be saying. And they were speaking so quickly, which is an indicator of a highly handled community or group of people. It's hard for people to speak very quickly, even if you have a high education. It's not typical. It means there's something else going on. So anyway, I returned to Philadelphia, started taking class at Yoga Habit, and same thing. On the positive side, the things that came out of their mouths, or what seemed like was coming out of their mouths, was so funny. I was like, are you kidding? Did they just say blah blah blah? Well, normally they would be saying so forth and so on. I was like, that is hilarious. So someone suggested that they are handled so much that they spew stuff out very quickly. They're used to talking very fast, and they already know that what they say is going up into the ether. And high level people would know that there's a communication going on up there. And in a way, they're speaking in a code, or they're trying to show, like if they said something like, you don't want to get effed up the ass, somebody might actually wonder, okay, what happened here? Somebody got raped up the ass or whatever. They would actually, people higher up who are tuned into what's going on would start to have to figure out what the issue was. That's how crazy that got. I couldn't believe it. I was like laughing every 3 minutes, like, that's weird, because they're not saying yoga things. They're like, it even got a little bit rough and abusive, because yoga isn't supposed to be overly militant. But sometimes people were in there acting like military boot camp trainers, and that's not the goal of yoga. Yoga has the opposite agenda. So that got weird. I was like, what is going on? Like the whole world got turned upside down. So funny, you know. So anyway, here we are, Whole Foods. And I need to pick up some water. I needed to stretch my legs, so that's why I'm out here today. And I was thinking about coats and winter coats and how hard is it to buy a good one and stuff like that. So, okay, have a great day. Thanks.